Good morning, what's going on guys? Today I'm going to show you how to delete a oil warmer, the factory oil warmer on these cars for whether you had a failure and you need to replace it and to rebuild it, or you just are deleting it to fit a set of equal-length headers. So let's just dive right into it. This right here is your factory oil warmer. If you still have one, chances are it looks just like this. Covered in sludge and shit. These things fail all the time. They have external leak and they go kaput. Now another big issue with these is, say you had an engine failure, you need to replace this because this could potentially have bad oil in it as well as bad coolant in it, depending on the severity of it. So you're replacing this, and it's about $400 roughly to replace this little guy. A lot of people will just remove this in favor of either an aftermarket oil cooler, which uses a sandwich plate and remote cooler, or they just get rid of it completely. My situation, we're just gonna get rid of it completely for now. Starting off, you can disconnect the coolant lines, which are here, here, and then we're gonna get rid of this shitty hose too that rots away. As you can see, this gets all rusted and destroyed. I was actually going to replace this entire system until I realized my headers weren't clear. This tube was like $20, all these rubbers were $8 to $9 each, so it gets expensive just to replace everything. Next, using a 24mm socket, you can crack the center nut free. And now you're actually removing what you screw your oil filter on. So this is going to come out, and your entire oil cooler is going to come with it. Next up, you have a whole bunch of 10mm bolts surrounding it. Gently pry it off, and then there's another center nut in here that you're going to undo as well. Then you're going to take a 21mm deep socket and crack this nut free as well. Take that guy out and let that drop down. Congratulations, now you have an open hole. So next up, we're going to remove this hose here. Now as far as the oil filter itself goes, you can get this part number here, and this is your NA oil filter union. So it looks like this, and you just thread this right up in here, up in here, up in here. Tighten it up with the 24mm from before. And that's it. And then you can install your oil filter right to this, and it's going to seal up against the block. We can go ahead and remove that with our 24mm socket again. So I know I explained to you guys previously as far as deleting the oil warmer, which now the headers are on, so it's going to be a little bit more annoying, but you guys will see. I know I explained previously that there's a couple options to delete the nipple that comes off the bottom of the engine block. This is what's on the bottom of the engine block. It's typically positioned like this. You can either weld this shut, or you can get a plug for, I paid $5 for it, from Subaru. So on the NA cars, they don't come with an oil warmer or oil cooler, whatever you want to call it, and there's a cap there. When you typically look at the bottom of the engine, you would see this nipple here, and this is what we're going to be replacing with the plug. This plug will go right in there. If you guys are ever in a pinch and your socket's too long, you can take a 14mm ratchet wrench, slide it over, and now you have a low profile. Just a quick close-up of what I was doing under there. It's a 14mm Allen socket, and then I just fished it through a 14mm ratchet wrench, and I was able to sneak it on up there. Now as far as the water pump nipple, you can either cut the nipple off here and then tap the remaining metal in there with a tap and then put a bolt in there, or you can simply do what I did and put a rubber cap on there. And that's basically it. Once you put your oil filter on, your cap's on, once you put your oil filter on, your plug's in, and your cap on, you're all done. One thing I will say about just doing a rubber cap on the nipple, that's the cheap way out. The more expensive way is to do a timing job on the car, because you need to take all of that off to get to your water pump. So if you guys are in the middle of having to do a timing job and you want to delete the oil cooler, you can get a newer oil pump, newer water pump, or a NA water pump, and it doesn't have that nipple. So again, for me, it was just easier to throw a rubber cap on it, keep an eye on it, and that's it. If you guys have any questions on what you saw in the video, leave some questions in the comment section. I'll answer as many as I can pertaining to the oil warmer delete. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.